Why, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your host and guide, Zollin Ironshield, and today I would like to talk about the update to the building and how it works. Now, this is possibly because we are in the Tactician's game mode style thing, but if you've noticed, we have a couple differences with the building. So what I'm going to do for new players, I'm going to walk you through the buildings, but before I do that, I'm going to talk about some of the new, how it works with having multiple groups of units. So this again is more like the Tactician unit one. This is the same game mode where you can upgrade your units with special abilities, which normally you can't do that. So everyone's on the same page, right? Just so we all kind of remember that, right? I'm going to summon some more of those Iron Warriors. But if you don't know, you can actually go into what's called training and choose different abilities that you can unlock, right? And use here, and you go into this training thing, and you can train using these things you earn in the tavern. You all know that. We're not talking about that right now. That's not a new thing. All right, so back to the buildings. Let's go ahead and just talk about real quick this new mechanic. There's actually a way you can have up to six. Oh, wait, what is, excuse me. Yeah, 6 different groups of people, and they all can be upgraded to different buildings, and they all do give resources. So again, as you can see, the quarter, this one gives 3,000. This one gives a certain amount as you upgrade it, right? And as you upgrade it and all that kind of jazz. But there's something kind of cool. As you can see, I'm not using any of these. I'm just using this for the production, and I'm not even using elves or humans. I'm just mainly using dwarves. But the next thing I want to talk about is you can actually switch what kind of building. So after you've constructed it, so every couple levels, I will show in a minute what building does that. But as you are constructing these new tiers, as you upgrade them for basically leveling, just so you guys know, I believe it is the quarters hall. Yes, that is the one. Okay, that is what these are. So you get one, but then you have to unlock all 5 of these by upgrading this 5 times. Okay, you can actually switch it. So let's say I'm like, yeah, I don't really need wood production anymore, so, and I'm not really using these orcs, right? No buildings. You can actually do what's called reconstruct, and this is where you normally see this screen when you're selecting. By the way, little side note, this is what you will see as you're at choosing your first thing. And again, you have to choose your type of units, right? Rohirrim units, Númenóreans. These are the ones I don't have, right? These are other options. I'm currently have the northern quarters, right? The other quarters are probably the dwarven quarters, elven quarters, Rohirrim, Gondorian. I have those, right? Elven, and then this would be the northern quarters. So, and the Uruk quarters. But let's say I don't want that anymore, and I would prefer to switch it, right, to a different kind of unit. Maybe I want, so you can see here actually what I have enabled, right? This is the ones I have, the other ones I have. But I want to reconstruct it, let's say, to the Morgul quarters, right? So instead of that, the one I want to have the Morgul quarters with the troll, okay? So you click reconstruct. What's going to happen is I have none of my other layers upgraded, okay? Basically, it will take a certain amount of time. You need the reconstruct ability, which is basically the move your base ability, which you can get for free with your fellowship points without paying 500 gems, or you can pay 500 gems. But this is, you don't really want to do this unless you're desperate to switch it, but it will switch it exactly. So let's say I already did have my quarters upgraded. I'm not going to do it because I don't, well, you know what? I have enough points. I'm going to do it. All right, I'll show you. We'll do it for the video. For the video, it's for you guys. So basically, as you can see here, if I did the dwarf one, which I actually can't reconstruct because it's the first one you choose, but let's say let's do this one real quick here, and I'm going to speed it up real fast. So I have this unit. So if I reconstructed this one and chose, you'll see I would get my grunt lair level 1, and my Morgul quarters would be level 9, and that's because this is level 9. Right? And this is level 1. Now, if you are upgrading something, you should wait for the upgrade to finish, because I don't know what happens if you try to switch it and this upgrade is mid-thing. I would hope it would just start upgrading the other one to 10, but I'm not testing that one. That's a little too much for me. All right, so again, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the northern quarters. You could, I guess we could test the upgrade. We could do it. We could test it and waste all my materials. Okay, we're going to do it. Level 8, all right, and to 9. And I'm going to say reconstruct. Let's see if it'll even let me. All right, so I'm going to reconstruct. It says it'll reconstruct level 8. I'm just going to use one of my things. Let's see what happens. Your quarry can't be because it's being upgraded. Okay, good. Okay, so you can't make that mistake. So you guys are good. You guys are good. I've never tested that yet since it's brand new, and I thought I might as well test it. All right, so now it's level 9, right? And now we have a level, 1 barracks, and we have a level 1 of this, right? Okay, so now if we reconstruct it, like I was saying, into the northern quarters, we'll go ahead. You see I'll have a level 1 grunt. It will keep those what they already were. All right, so there we go. And you can only do this once every 24 hours. All right, so now if you notice, my Morgul quarters is actually giving me stone production, right? Instead of the wood, right? Because it's a different kind. They all give you one of the 4, right? All the good side, all the bad side. So as you can see, my other stone one, I believe, is it Gondor? Yes. So the Gondorian, or the Numenorian quarters, excuse me, give me stone. And so do the Morgul quarters, where like the Uruk quarters give ore, and so does the Dwarven quarters, okay? So just keep that in mind, a little side note there. Also, you need to know this real quick. If you go into your Kingdom tab and you go into your store, right, that you earn your daily points, here's where you can get one for free that will reset on a periodic basis. You can see the countdown right up here in the top right underneath what you've earned to spend on. And remember, you can earn these points by doing your daily, right? Boosts. You go in here and you go donate. You'll get some for that. And then occasionally you'll get something where you'll come and click this and you'll earn some, you can see right here from your fellowship. It gives a flat 500. So those are good ways. You can also help your allies when they're building stuff. But later on, the only way you're really going to be getting a lot is from the boosts or from the fellowship achievement thing. So now with that out of the way, let's go back and talk about, for the newer players, about what do all the building upgrades do. Okay, I've made one of these videos in the past, but again, it's probably a little outdated now because they've updated the whole system. So let's go ahead and talk about all the different buildings. If you were here for just the beginning part, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But now this is for the newer players who need to know what all these buildings do. Okay, so let's talk about it. Main hall. Normally, as you progress and as you upgrade, things are going to say other things have to be certain levels. You'll have to do that in order as you upgrade things. That's pretty self-explanatory. When you're playing, you'll notice, like, you'll be like, I want to upgrade my barracks to level 19. And it'll be like, sorry, you have to have your main hall level 10 or something, right? And that's out of these. So as you can see, I'm fully upgraded. I'm getting close to the end game. I ignored doing a lot of my resource things, but mainly here's how it goes. Main hall, settlement durability, okay? This means how much health your settlement pretty much has. You can see your health of your settlement kind of usually, it's kind of like a bar of health right here when you click on it. There you go. So that's settlement, and really you have to upgrade that to upgrade other buildings. So no matter what, you're going to be doing a lot of upgrading of your main hall. That'll always kind of be your main goal. Next thing is, let's talk about the storage. Storage is basically just how many resources you can have from your tiles or also from things you earn or collect, right? It's your lumber, stone, grain, and ore. You can see you can upgrade this to increase your lumber production just naturally from your base without having any tiles. You can do this one for stone. It's kind of self-explanatory. Grain, right? And your ore. This is something you can do. It's kind of a generic passive income that always helps you out without collecting tiles. So realistically, you're going to be aiming for collecting tiles to get resources if you're a new player, right? You want to do both of those things. And then we have the barracks. The barracks increases the supply of how many units you can have, and also over time how many army limits you can have. What are these two things? All right, if we go over to conscript, you can see up here in the top right, we have a certain amount of units we can actually have at all. All right, in the 150,000 units is what I can have in my base and on standby. All right, and in my units, everything. That's like the totals of everything. All right, so that's one area that increases. The other thing is actually when you go to armies, how many you can have down here. So you can see I have I could add a 9th army with this guy, right? And I could just give him I could just toss him some units. And then as you notice, I actually have a spot for a 10th army because I am at in game with so that's where you get your army setups. Okay, getting more armies is from that. All right, and now once you know that, let's go back, and if Zollin could click the right button. Okay, sorry. We got Commander's Chamber. This increases the number of formations in your army. Now, what does that mean? Okay, for the newer players, if we jump back to armies again, that is the little blocks you see here. Okay, see these little blocks? So at the beginning, you can only have one commander, right? And then later, once you upgrade that, you'll be able to have 2. and then be able to 3 in each army, and then 4 in each army. That is what that upgrades, okay? It's not really, it's too complicated there. Now you have conscripting post. What does this let you do? This lets you how many you can conscript at once, also how long they take to conscript, and how many queues you have. All right, what does that all mean if you're a new player? If you go over to your conscripting, you can see here I have 2 out of 5. I can conscript 2 out of 5 groups at once, and my totals are very large. As you can see here, I'm actually conscripting with the group here 2,500 of these units, and it's going to take 13 hours. At the beginning of the game, I probably could have only conscripted like a few hundred, not 2,500 at once, right? I would have had to get on more often to conscript, right? So that is one thing that helps with that upgrade, okay? So, and then queues is how many, which I talked about, and then how fast. Of course, kind of makes sense there. Apothecary. Apothecary is your treatment time, how fast you can heal people, okay? If you go into your base, there's an apothecary right here. And this is basically, you have one thing that is wounded commanders. You have a certain limit that regenerates on their health that you can heal them. And then units. When your units get hurt, they come in here. I don't think I have anyone that's really going to get hurt by attacking anything, but I can try to make some wounded units just for the sake of the video here. Yeah, you go fight this guy. There we go. We'll be able to see that in a second. So now let's go back to the building thing again. We have the market. This is really important to get to very quickly. Basically, it's one upgrade. It just gives you the access to this, which you want to come in here daily and buy the things that are the generic resources. There's these that use the gold and silver bars. That's kind of what you get out of like grinding up actual stuff that you purchase with your either earned gems and Matham coins or paid for. If you do earn enough to grind up for some gold, I have a video on it. I recommend getting these because they're permanent things that buff your commander's reputation. If you're a new player, you should probably know what that means already, but I've got videos on that. But again, one big part about the market that's important is this. You can transfer some stuff. This ratio gets better as you level up your market over the season, which resets each season. You can put in bars, but that's not worth it. Just come and buy the daily things that cost your in-game money, not your real stuff, and level this up slowly. And as you can see, if you click here, it'll actually show you how it goes up over time. All right, and how it increases the trade benefits. You actually, if you get to level 30, you get an 80 to 1 ratio. It's pretty good for resource changing. Okay. And then if we go to, I think we have some hurt units. As you can see, that's what it looks like, the apothecary. And you can see how fast they're treated is increased when you upgraded the apothecary in the base. It used to also make limit, but it's not a thing anymore with apothecary. It's just the helping time. All right, so there we go. We're on that. Let's talk about the training ground real quick right here. The training ground is commander leadership. What does that mean? Well, it means how much a commander can have in his group. All right, let me explain this one more time so we don't get confused. These are armies. All right, and then the ones then there's like the squads, right? And each squad can have a certain amount of troops. All right, they increase based on either by your command, I believe, increases it, the commander's level, and your base. All right, hold on, I apparently messed up my own units here. All right, and then the other one is this one. This will increase how many units. It says right here, the military academy is a vital, blah, blah, increase the leadership of your commanders, allowing them to lead a larger number of soldiers, which is how leadership is also a stat. If we go into commanders real quick, let's look at this guy. You can see his leadership. I believe the bonus is in command, isn't it? No, actually, you know what? I think it's just a flat. I think it's actually different. Yes, indeed. Excuse me. The buff is up here. I was like, where did they put leadership? I haven't looked in a long time. You can see here, determines the maximum number of soldiers that can be deployed. Again, I've got 110 bonus right now because that is from my thing being upgraded 100 and then an extra 10. I'm not quite sure why the 10 is there, but then you also get a bonus per the level, which I did mention. So I said that all correctly. Just wanted to double check myself. All right, so you basically know what that training ground does now. Increases how many? Resource center. This is a whole thing. I have a video on it. Basically, it helps you collect more resources. You can build like your own little hub on a few tiles. I have a guide video on that. The next one, it's like, it's important, but not like super important. That's more of a later game thing for you're struggling with resources. Battlements. This increases the durability of your place. All right. So again, this is kind of like the HP of your base, right? So that is actually maxed now. All right, 10 out of 10. So the durability, kind of just the same thing as your main hall does. The next thing is quarter hall. We kind of talked about this. This is the thing that increases how many of these you can have on the left over here. Okay, so keep that one. The elite training grounds is elite unit training speed, elite training queue. Okay, elite units can be trained here. Increase the training speed of elite units. Here we go. I came over to the units barracks real quick. I'm going to show you a filter and click elites. So elite units are pretty much more of the end game units. So I'm actually going to turn off favorites here for a moment, just so we can show you what elite units are. So if we go into non-elite units and we do filters, you can see these are non-elite units. And then if we go into elite units, whoop, you can see right here we have our elite units. So these are pretty much all end game tier 3, tier 4 units or special units, okay? So they're kind of the strong ones. Also, elite units are the ones that you are able to upgrade with the system that within this, where you can actually elite training ground. It allows you to basically train their special abilities. All right, that's this particular game mode I'm playing. You can train and have certain upgradable abilities that you can actually like switch out and change depending on what you want on the character at that time. See, I can actually switch to this one if I wanted to and switch it, right? For, you know, damage dealt, ignores defense, right? I can switch out these abilities. I like the defensive one, but you can choose which one you want and you can earn those over time. But that is what that upgrade does. It helps you basically with how fast you can upgrade them, and also increases their queue on which ones you can upgrade as you can upgrade them, right? That upgrade tab. All right, bow towers. This one basically just shoots damage if your main base gets attacked. So if your main base gets attacked and you have an army and defending it, that army will get a bonus every round of combat with damage, okay? That means, for example, if I show you a battle report, all right? If I showed you a battle report and went into the statistical data here, right here like this, it would show you every round my base would shoot to if I was attacked in my base. It's not there because I wasn't attacked in my base. All right, actually, you know what? I was attacked in my base. I got moved recently. Hold on. Hold the phone. All right, let's see here. All right, so like, right, let's see. I got attacked this battle right here. And let me go ahead and see which one. Let's go ahead and watch this one. All right. So if I go into these details here and I go into rounds, okay, you can see, I believe I can find it. It should be called Tower or something. This is getting ready. Let's do round 1. This is where all the mathiness comes in. If you are, you know, you like to nerd it up with the statistics. Swan Knight's defense. It should be here. Maybe we won't spend the time looking for it. Protector formation 1. Should be in the first round. It shoots every round. Maybe they don't put it in the air. Maybe it's just a flat damage. I was pretty sure they did. Oh, this is a little different than I remember. This is why I couldn't find it in the tab. When your settlement is under attack, other tacticians, which is other players, the archers in the bow tower will automatically engage the enemy in combat. At the end of each round of battle, they will randomly attack one enemy formation. So, we should be able to see that at the end of a round. So that's why I couldn't see it at the beginning, because it wasn't there. All right, so let's jump back to the battle I was looking at here. All right, and we'll go here, and then if we go to round 2, go to the battle, and it ran. There it is. That's Bow Knights. Excuse me. Oh, I guess I do have to be in round 1 to see it. Let's go to the very bottom here. I just didn't go far enough down. Ah, found it. So here's the bottom of round 1. Bowman Tower, right there. Attacks. All right. And then you can see his enemy Gimli, who was fighting me, he suffered damage from the bow tower. All right. The Bowman Tower. That's where that helps you out. All right. So that's where that upgrade helps you out. I wanted to double check. I was like, where is that? I haven't looked at it in a little while. So there we go. With that, now you pretty much know every building. We did that in under 20 minutes. That was pretty good. Durin's Folk gives you dwarves, and then your 3 types of buildings are as follows. Whatever building you first pick is the one elite unit you're going to be able to use in the end game from the tier 4 level 10, okay? I picked dwarves. You can't change it once you pick it in the beginning of this game mode. Keep that in mind. For this one, the other ones you can change and swap every 24 hours, but it costs you, so you should think about it as you go. But again, the dwarf quarters just gives you ore. They all give you ore, but you have to upgrade them to upgrade these other ones. And as you can see these numbers here, you can't upgrade the next one until basically this is 10, then you can upgrade this to 10. And a side note, you can't really upgrade this to 10 until your base is 10. Okay, and again, you can see that with the number system down the side here as well. You can see you really can't even start working on the bow towers 1 out of 10 until your main base is level 9. Okay, that's what these numbers mean on the side, if you need that information as well. And I think with that, we've basically covered it. Usually this is a mounted unit. Usually these are bigger or a bigger unit. And then usually, well, that's not necessarily the case, because you can see here, you can just click on them. You'll know. Light cavalry. Ranged unit, ranged combat melee unit. Well, he's a melee unit. I don't. It's weird that these guys have like. It's weird. They've got like a weird thing going on there. Melee defense unit, horses, range unit type. You can see rangers. They definitely are rangers. They always hold swords, but they have bows, so they're considered range, from what I remember. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I haven't used rangers. I like my dwarves. Well, with that, my friends, we've covered a lot. Hopefully that helped you out if you're a newer player. If it did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much to my wonderful Patreons, and for Reb for being a Royal Guardian. I will see you guys in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. If you have any questions about Rise to War and you need a guide video, don't forget to leave a comment. Alright, stay happy, my friends. I'm at your service and your families. BARUK KHAZAD, KHAZAD, I menu. See you in the next one.